Noobs did it again. Another Black Temple world record. 52 minutes, 46 seconds. This guild is absolutely unstoppable right now, consistently going in and beating their own world record back to back to back to back to back, with no one actually dethroning them for quite a while. Things are looking insane. Noobs, Horde, and Alliance, as I will show you in 1 second, are absolutely dominating. The only guild currently really close is Space Force, although we are going to see a lot of guilds put up insane times soon. Space Force was on track to do a 53-minute and about like 30-second run yesterday. Things went wrong on Illidan. They still did put up the world third fastest time, but they would have, for the time being, had the world's fastest time until Noobs went in again and beat their own record with 52 minutes and 46 seconds. Next week, we might even see a 51-minute, but there's only like 2 weeks, 1 week left of Black Temple speedruns. Other guilds that are doing really, really solid times, Newman and Overclock, are pumping really, and Progress had a 54-minute run, but they forgot to kill an Aqueous spawn, so they would be third right now, but their run was invalidated. So we'll see a much faster run from Progress this week, although there is a strategy we'll see in the Noobs run right now that Progress probably won't be able to do. Looking at the group comp, obviously we've got Noobs has been running the same group comp for a while, where they run, let me just show you on this. They've got 4 Warlocks, one of them is Affliction, they've got 1 Ret Paladin, 1 Prot Paladin, only 2 tanks, one of them is a Feral Druid, they have a full Boomkin, 3 Hunters, and also 3 Resto Shamans, 2 Enhanced Shamans, 1 Holy Priest, 1 Disc Priest, not Holy. Jesus, this damage is so high here. I'm gonna even go back to the beginning. 1 sec. Okay, 1 Holy Priest, and yeah, all right, cool. That's pretty much it. Everything we need to know. Survival Hunter and the tanks are really, really well in coordination for Noobs. Probably one of the best things they have going for them is their tank core, and their Survival Hunters are always working well together. And so we're going to see that in this run. You can also see, as usual, on the poll, we have the Prot Paladin tank over here, who is going to go and just rocket boots, pull everything, silence it, get some threat on it, and then pull them in. The reason why he starts over on the right side here is so that you don't miss this pat that they have marked all the way in the back, just to make sure that you grab those, because if you skip those, obviously the same thing that happened to Progress will happen to you. You won't reach the kill requirements. So boom. Actually, they even had a shaman do that pull. Did they bop him right at the beginning? No. This is their Holy Paladin, I think. It looked like a shield went out. Yep. Because their Prot Paladin's doing a shield right here, while their other Paladin is running through and doing that pull. There is a shaman out of range. I'm not exactly sure why just yet. We'll see. But you can see he brings them all in, silences them with the Arcane Bomb, and then you have a couple follow-up Arcane Bombs, and easy clap. This is all dead. Look at how many Skull of Goldans are out in this raid. Some Bloodlust are usually used here, or Heroism, and I don't know if it's being tracked on the side of Sunny's corner, so it's not. We don't see it being tracked right there. And they actually go back to pulling the Aqueous Lord first, and then they're going to move into the Turtle pull right behind them. Some guilds have been actually now pulling this Aqueous Lord pull, the one with the Forked Lightning, also into the other elementals. So into the other elementals. But we're going to see from Noobs, they're going to now move into the Turtle pull, and then either cleave these off the boss, which I doubt they're going to do because of their composition. If you use a heavy warrior comp, you can very easily. But in Noob's composition, Noobs has a very balanced quote-unquote comp. Look how fast things die. I'm not even watching this in... Yeah, I'm watching this in normal speed. I'm watching this in normal speed. They are just absolutely giga pumping everything down. Yeah. 2 priests. Yeah. 1 priest is Shadow and 1 is Pain Sep. Yep. One is Pain Sep as well as has PI. So 2 priests for him. I do think they could even save time by pulling these Aqueous Lords into the next. Like, if they pulled the Aqueous Lords on the ramp into these ones, they could actually even save some more time, which is crazy to say, but they literally are 52 minutes. They could get below 52 minutes, probably into the 51-minute range before the end of the phase. I don't know if we'll see a sub 50. It's going to be a massive push to see a sub 50 with how quickly Blizzard is pushing out Sunwell. So we'll have to see. I think everyone is semi running out of time, you could say, with the end of the phase. Look at the mages also are getting the Tauren buff. If you're not doing this on your mages, it's kind of grief because it increases your AoE range. Like, getting Tauren buff is so nice. And for anyone that doesn't know what Tauren buff is, that is using the engineering trinkets that teleport you to Blade's Edge or whatever, and you just exit out of it. Plus 2 yards? Yeah, I think so. I can't confirm the exact distance. Felipe might be here and would be able to. Also, their Hunter Puller has already... This is great timing, too. And I can go back and show this, what time the Hunter actually moves away. I can't... Okay, you guys can barely see the minimap right here. The Hunter's going, right? The boss is at 23%, and the Survival Hunter is already going to pull the next pull. Down here in the corner. Let's skip that song. I don't know what that was. All right. Are the 2 Noobs guilds the same people? It's about 10 to 15 people are the same. Yeah. I don't know if there is 3 to 4 IDs left. If Blizzard announces saying it's going to be in 2 weeks, then you have this week, if you didn't already run last night for NA, or today for EU, and next week. Yeah. So this Hunter pull was done really clean. The Hunter bringing up the Leviathan into the raid group and everyone kind of setting forward. You are going to have rocket boots on. Right after the boss, you queued rocket boots, so people should be able to boots here. Let's see if Sunny's can. You're seeing everybody else rocket booting as well as just drink walking the whole way. A lot of people are also utilizing snowballs. This is something I want to actually point out really fast before we even get too far into the run. A lot of people still don't know, surprisingly, about snowballs. But you can see that the healing priest is throwing 231 snowballs. They actually have a shaman throwing more snowballs. If we look at the snowball ability and get out of that, they have a shaman that throws 405 snowballs throughout the raid. 405 snowballs throughout the raid. And this shaman actually gets about, well, I think it was 10,000 mana back from this Judgment of Wisdom's mana. Judgment of Wisdom, 8,000 mana back. You guys can't see it because I'm covering it. Let me move myself real fast. 8,000 mana from Judgment of Wisdom. Not bad at all. Definitely something a lot of people are going to want to utilize a lot more. If they're not already. Every speedrun guild should be doing this. The Paladin runs over to the left here. Everyone else goes to the right and attacks the Taskmaster. You can basically single target it. The seeds, like a mage will kill it. So you don't really get a chance to seed on that pull. I would just single target if I was a Warlock. Your Paladin's going to go forward to do the very first bubble pull. And we also saw that on the left there, we had Mind Soothes. The very first bubble pull. This is a little bit unfortunate. Actually, the Wind Reaver comes back in. Paladin is bubbled right here. And everyone moves forward, uses FAPs, and you can just seed everything here for Warlocks. I'm going to move to 1.5 speed. There we go. I don't know what this music is, but it's copyright free, so that's good. I won't get muted. That's the only thing. Yo, Kev, thanks, dog. Appreciate that. Progress had a very solid section right here where they actually got both of these Fearbringers down before their FAPs were even over. The next Fearbringer, someone should be running to go get it. The Survival Hunter is probably going to go get it. Yeah, all right. So the Survival Hunter goes over and brings in the next Fearbringer. The biggest fear here is ever like dying. If you have a heavy melee comp or you get stunned in those rain of fires, the raid takes a ton of damage and it's actually intimidating. There was actually a death there for a second. Let me move back. There was a death here from one of the shamans. That is very unfortunate. He's just going to onk himself back alive. And the raid is going to keep moving. Also, another thing to point out, every guild is using Swiftness of Zanza. You can see the 2-hour buff up top. Swiftness of Zanzas are amazing, to be honest. Just any sort of movement speed increase is always going to be kind of a buff. So everyone should be focusing on doing that throughout these raids, because this raid is really, really long. On Supremus, the only things to really focus on are trying to kill the boss up top and not dying. This boss, it's so easy to die on this boss. Look how coordinated they all are with their CDs too. All these skulls of Gul'dan. Supremus is really easy to die, or also to kite the boss down below this way. You kind of always want to kite him up top, right? You kind of always want to kite him up to the top. Hopefully your tanks can re-grab aggro on him, especially if you're using 2 tanks like Noobs is. Noobs is going to go have a paladin. Usually, oh, the tank moves it away from this volcano. That's amazing. It's actually not terrible volcano, so their melee is still able to fight the boss, and the tank moved it away, which was really good on the kite phase. And the melee is just going to move to the other side, because we have more volcanoes near the melee group. A lot of damage can go out here, but they actually dealt with this boss really clean. You can't see it. Oh, here's the minimap. They have a paladin already. Their Ret paladin is already in position to do this next pull. Either the Ret or the Holy Paladin. Ready in position to do this next pull. Double pull both sides of the... That's unfortunate, guys. My internet has been going out so much for the last few days. Every day. Either way, let me get back into it. The Night Lord... That's padding away. They're going to have to deal with it later. They are not doing the logout skip. Again, they are not going to do the logout skip. They're doing technology that I want to say Space Force did first, but I'm not 100% sure who did first. It doesn't really matter. Everyone is now doing this new technology that you'll see from Terran Gorfine and actually Reliquary of Souls. You'll see it. It'll be really interesting. So once Space Force did it, on the logs it was seen, and even though they didn't stream that run, and now everyone's doing it. Yeah, it is a strategy that, unfortunate for Progress, they can't really do. They might not be able to do. Yeah, Bagba, welcome to the stream. And they get this next Night Lord. It actually pats into them, so that was actually pretty good timing with everything. They didn't really have to wait, so there's no real downtime here. The only unfortunate thing is, for some of the Warlocks like Sunnies, they're in their seed sets. That's not great for when you have to kill the Night Lords, but it's not really too bad. It's not really too bad. Yeah. Let me see if the internet goes out again. Another time. So we're dropping frames. Let me know if there's issues on stream, guys. I'm sorry. It's just my internet. It's really annoying. Well, there's not much I can do. Yeah. So what they're going to do, well, I guess I'll get into it when it happens. In an ideal world, you double pull both sides here perfectly, but you have to wait for pats. So this might be bad at times. They grab this all really fast. You double pull both sides here, and if you can even shoot the like primalists in the middle. If you can't grab those primalists, it's also not a big deal because you're just going to pull them with the boss. And then we're going to see the paladin do the next bubble pull. So they're going to drop combat here for a second, stay in a seed set, stay in a seed set, and paladin is going in to do his next bubble pull. Boom, everyone run in, and seed and bloodlusts, or heroism. whatever it is, from both the Warlock group, and I think it's on the Mage group. I'm not sure. But they're pumping Bloodlust. Do mages GCD go... Can mages go below GCD cap anymore with, like, how they changed GCD cap? Good old Blizz? I don't even know. Either way, a ton of damage going out from Noobs raid. And right here, they're going to drop combat, Q rocket boots. And they drop combat so fast that everyone can actually get into position. Everyone wants to be right here at the exit of the room so that they can, one, kill a comma and then instantly boots away. Mage haste cap for instant max stack AB is 50% haste. Okay. Thank you, Ruzi. Yeah. Just shoot, like, I don't know. Have everybody, like, coil that thing, you know? Drums of speed and, as well, we also saw rocket boots. No need for swiftness pot here. And move in insta. Their hunter wants to instantly grab. You can see this hunter runs forward. They have a bad pat right here. A bad pat for the next dog pack. That can either be right here in the group, or it can be LOS at the top of these next stairs. You see the hunter just ran forward. That is one of the things that come God mode Hygel. Okay, I can do a Hygel, sure. One of the things that's unfortunate, look at where the pat is. That was the worst pat possible for this raid comp. The worst pat possible for this raid comp. Even if you pull it all, you do still want to single target down the Reavers, but unfortunately for them, their raid comp is all about seed damage, right? So much of the raid comp is about seed damage, and if you can't pull everything together, you're just losing out on damage. So now they're going to instantly double pull these next two. Instantly double pull these next two. And they're going to target down the Reavers first. You can see Shadow Bolt going down on the Reavers. You need to kill these Reavers fast so that they don't get their mana burns off. So you get a few Shadow Bolts on the Reavers, and then you just start seeding. Now this other Reaver does need to go down. You actually don't want to seed off of the Reaver, of course. You never want to seed off of the target you want to die, because they don't take the damage from the seed, obviously. And then these two champions, they could kite these champions. We'll see if they do. I think they're going to start moving. Okay, good. Everything dies and people all move forward. Tank's going to go grab these. And the tank also really wants to go get those dogs before the dogs are in a terrible spot. The hunter we saw move to the right is looking to get him, already shot him, and is bringing them into the tanks. Easy. Seems lame having people not part of the speedrun helping. It is griefable mainly on servers that are equifaction, right? Like Fire Maw, it's super griefable. It's griefable for anyone, but yes, but it is a really clean strategy. That is definitely a big time save. So a really cool strategy. That is a good time save. This is perfect padding of the dogs for them so that they can kill everything all at once. In an ideal world, I would think they would FAP here. It's just safe. You can see some FAPs being used. But if you get frozen here, it can cut down on your time of doing anything. So you kind of want to always be mobile. 15 seconds, he does get cleared out. But I really like the idea of fapping on that pull. Drums of speed. Potentially swiftness pots could be used here or something else for speed. But it doesn't really require too much. Drums of speed. And then you're also going to see the survival hunter is going to move forward instantly. And the survival hunter is going to go do the next pull and bring it into the raid. Their survival hunters are really, really good with the pulling so that everything is closer to the raid whenever they're moving into the raid. Next step, I'll go back to 1.5 speed. They're going to double pull the next Hands of Gorfine with the boss. And also, they are going to start summoning. They're going to start summoning their entire raid. Everyone in the raid is going to get a summon so that the second the boss dies, they all get insta-portaled or they can accept the summon and are instantly in front of the raid instead of losing what, the 10 seconds it costs to neck, the time it costs to log out and reset. Is neck 10 seconds or 20 seconds? I can't even think right now. And losing the damage, the DPS of not having a neck on, they are doing a summon skip. I'm losing frames like crazy, by the way, guys. I'm dropping frames like crazy. I'm sorry. This is just, my internet is terrible. Next 10 seconds. Okay. So you can see the summons going out here. Yeah. Neck is also affected by spell haste. That's good though. They have, you can't see actual full raid frames, but they have a full raid group. They have a full raid group. So there's like, what, 15 people or 10 people outside helping with summons. And yeah, neck does do further away from the entrance. So then you have to mount up and you have to fly and then you have to get in. So they're going to kill these constructs right as the boss is about to die. They're basically just going to have the person sacrifice himself. Everyone take the summon insta. And you're in. Next, you got drums of speed if you have them. They don't have drums right now. Rocket boots are on. I don't know if DPS wise it would be more viable to already have rocket boots on or not, or to save for drums. It could be more viable to save drums because this is a pretty long walk. But you do get a full usage out of rocket boots. So I guess it doesn't actually matter. Although drums there might be more viable than pushing the boss slightly faster to have everyone up here. Next, they're also going to double pull this. They always pull the behemoth with this group. The range just says 30 yards. The charge on the behemoth is 30 yards, guys. And seed is 30 yards. So you still can seed mobs. You just have the behemoth tanked on the far side and you can just seed these smaller mobs. Obviously, you want to kill blade flurries first so that the raid doesn't take too much damage. But you're not eating like a charge here and dying to charges. Even if I think this one might have been meteor. I didn't notice. Yeah. Chase has 5 blocks ready with clickers ready to summon outside. Yeah. Tetsuan Mother died to 1 second boot CD. Oof, unfortunate. Unfortunate. They're gonna move in, grab this guy. You can see that back behemoth that he just looked at. That one is not gonna be pulled yet. That back behemoth is not gonna be pulled yet. We might. I'm honestly thinking in the last run of the phase, we'll see either double behemoth being pulled into Reliquary of Souls, or behemoth and other pull being pulled into Reliquary of Souls. We will see. The hunter already moving forward to get the next pull set up. So we'll see right now that the hunter, the survival hunter, has already pulled this bone chewer group into the raid so that they can seed it all down whilst killing the spectators. The spectators die so fast that, in all honesty, you kind of want a single target as a warlock and just have your mages kill all of the little spectators. And then the next mob might already be in. Okay, so they're gonna run into it. Usually this next mob would already be in on them, this behemoth. And now they can make the decision, depending on the pat of the other behemoth, if they want to, one, drag the other behemoth into the raid. Okay, so right now they actually have a perfect time. So they did pull this. This is going to come to them. And then they're going to skip this other behemoth. So this behemoth right here is the one you want to skip. If you have bad padding, it can cost you some time, which is unfortunate. Sometimes you'll just be able to grab a food buff, but it really isn't much. Like, it took them like another second or two to just run past it. So it was almost exactly perfect timing for them. Now you can see people did use some necks in their groups. So I can't see right here. You have a nature buff, 5 minutes from someone using a neck. Unfortunately, this is, gosh, it's so lame that my internet's going out when this is happening. It's always. Are they 2 tanking Blood Boil and Supremus? Yes. They're 2 tanking everything. They're also using 2 Blood Boil groups because they have 3 mages. And I think almost any guild should use 2 Blood Boil groups. You can either ice block them off, or you can just eat the mage group can just eat 2, right? So 2 Blood Boil groups. There are also 2 tanking Mother Shiraz, and you'll see that soon. Stream looks fine. Okay, thank you. Hopefully it remains decent. I keep getting notifications that my frames are dropping, so it might be like, it might keep reloading in that case for some people, but hopefully it's not too bad. But again, you can see Blood Boil groups. Some people are going to eat 2. It looks like Sunny's is going to eat 2 right here. Boom, 2, and then he'll move in. So still using just 2 groups for this. Couldn't they theoretically messed up on RNG when 2 taking Blood Boil? I guess Supremus is fine. It is scary. But they're consistently able to pull it off. Mostly just their tanks are just pumping threat and even probably just like using cancel aura with the paladin. All right, they sued this behemoth. They need to run past it and not pull it. Something that we saw some guilds not do this week is some guilds avoided doing this pull. Not sure why. See, I DC'd from wow. Standard. That's my internet right now. I literally DC'd again. Yesterday my internet went out, like, I want to say, in all honesty, about 20 times throughout the day. About 20 times throughout the day. It's ridiculous. Here they're probably gonna rocket boots. I think they're gonna use rocket boots. But if not, some sort of swiftness potions or anything is really useful. Yep, rocket boots in, pull it all together, kill it. Do not sapper. Do not sapper. You're gonna want to save your sapper most of the time, although we do see Sunny's sapper. A lot of the times it's really nice to save your sapper here. And initiate the fight early if you can. Try to time that out perfect so that one, you can drop combat for a split second and change your boots. And then the RP of this fight is already done. You might want to call your ISP if your bandwidth is getting throttled when people are getting home from work. Maybe. It might be. Yesterday, no one was home. And we're the only people in our entire community that have like this high of internet. You know, we have a different deal than our entire community. It's really weird. You should see the paladin moving in the dark bottom corner right here. You can see this person moving on the minimap. Right as Essence of Soul phase 1 dies, we should be in with this second pull, which is going to be the behemoth. It is a meteor behemoth, so it's not going to charge and murder you. And they're going to kill this, seed everything down, sapper everything down, and you want to kill this behemoth with the boss. The stage ends in 10 seconds and the behemoth's almost dead, so they're just pulling the behemoth to where the boss is for the most part. The behemoth should die basically right as the boss comes out, which perfect. Now the boss comes out for the next phase. It is such a time save doing that, and I don't understand at all why anyone is not doing that pull. It makes no sense why anyone is not doing that pull. Streaming Roblox streamers on your Wi-Fi? Maybe. I need to figure it out. It's just been the last couple days. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. So now they're on phase 2. And theoretically, I think you could reflect a deaden if you needed to add more DPS if your heals is confident enough with a Spirit of Zanza buff. Right? I don't know if it's worth it ever, but theoretically you could get one deaden up on the boss. Sheen. Yeah, Sheen of Zanza. Sorry, thank you. Yeah. Theoretically. I don't think it's really worth it, but it could totally be. No, the very first attack does deflect. The rest of them are 3%. The first attack that hits you is reflected 100% of the time. And the rest of them reflect. Yeah. So you can only use it once on your tank, right? And now they're getting summoned again. You can see Gleglio is summoning. This is their Affliction Warlock is away right now. They've got a Hunter away. And I'm not sure who else is away helping doing this summon. They've got a Hunter, Affliction Lock, and someone else are not here right now. And they are doing these summons. 1, 2. Let's see. Let's see. After this phase, they just neck out, right? But I'm not sure who all is doing. Oh, it looks like a Paladin. Yeah. No, they're not doing... the thing is... Oh, are they summoning all the way outside? I think they're summoning inside. They should be summoning inside. They are summoning outside? They're all going outside? Okay. And Paladin and... I mean, actually, that's... Yeah, perfect. Because they can just portal in. And then they're running. And their Hunter and their Paladin are going to do this next skip for them. Rocket Boots in. Boom. Shakalaka. Now, this is the next Hunter skip that we're going to see. The Hunter is going to pull this. And everyone's going to skip this. And this Paladin, the Holy Paladin, is going to do this next skip. So everyone runs in. First of all, this Hunter... Let me just even show that in normal time. This Hunter pulls this entire group away because they didn't reset, so they don't have, like, to get rid of that. Everyone is going to run by and not get in combat. You can see the Hunter is just giga running right now. And so then they left the raid earlier so that they left the raid early so that they could be in position for this. And now the Holy Paladin is bubbling and pulling everything away to the right corner. And the raid is just going to skip. The only thing is, last time they were able to grab this, I don't think they're going to pull this anyways, though. You'd have to have a really fat, like, you'd have to walk really fat that way. They have Drums of Speed and Swiftness potions being used. And they do actually grab the Delights and Torments here. In a perfect world, the path for the Delight and Torment would be great, and they'd be at the bottom of the room. And you'd be able to just skip this one, right? In a very perfect world. Okay, so they're gonna seed everything down, or just single target, but should be seeding now. Yeah, that the Torment's almost dead. And then back to single targeting. They have 2 Torments here they're dealing with. Their Hunter is gonna get summoned, and their Holy Paladin that died is gonna run back in and also get summoned. So you can see in the main raid, they've got a Hunter out of range, and and their Holy Paladin just entered the raid. And the Holy Paladin just entered the raid. This group stays back to summon. Right here, you've got 3 people staying back to summon. Which is a Shaman, their Boomkin, and a Warlock. Are just staying back to summon and get everybody back in here. Let's move back to 1.5 speed. Since they did kill the Torment in the Pat, the 2 sisters... They could technically skip the 2 sisters here, but they have to kill this Alkalite, or these patrons. They have to kill these little guys, right? So this whole kill right here, these 2 mobs technically are extra mobs, unfortunately. But that's gonna happen. That's like RNG with padding. There's nothing you can do about that. Tonk your pets as hunters here and just hug the wall. They do need to grab that little group also on the left, the non-elite group. You'll see someone probably shoot these in a second because they do need to grab these ones. Yep, they go and get them. And then they're going to move in to the Torment. They want to finish the Dementia and then move on to the Torment. And I don't see the Pat behind here. Yeah, I think it's back here on the left. So if I'm them, I'm double pulling these right now, which is what they're going to do. Yep, double pull these. Focus target the Dementia. That's the only one that's scary. That's the one that can do anything to you. And then the Hunter, the Survival Hunter, is in position to go pull. He's going to grab that. Everyone's going to change target onto the Torment as it gets in. And everyone focus targets the Torment. Kill that. And then we're on to the boss. This is really, really clean. Really, really clean from Noobs. And this is the section that I mentioned yesterday in watching their run that they were the slowest on. This was their slowest section. Here, one sec, Perks. I got DC'd. I can actually come on a Warlock. Do you need a Hunter or Warlock, Perks? You can also see everyone on tank position dropping their flame turrets. Look at all of these flame turrets being dropped, as well as Thornlings. So flame turrets can eat the cleave on the boss. This is really good because, again, they are 2 tanking. So flame turrets can eat this Saber Lash, as well as they do like almost 200k damage to the boss itself, which is pretty crazy. I'm going to skip this song. Well, it's at the end of the song, but whatever. Let me log into my game. Doom about to pop. Might get a second Doom. I don't know. Is he going to go for it? No. Okay. Yeah, because it was like slightly below 50%. Is it a female Draenei warrior? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, not dying here is huge. And they also, on their 53-minute run, lost a lot of time in this next section. So, look at his bars. He needs to take lock lessons from you, right? He has every ability down here. Okay. 0 deaths, very large. They're gonna go for some food buffs, but I don't even think so. Yeah, you just want to instantly pull this. You're gonna get in combat insta and move forward. Of course, you need the shields and stuff here, but last week they failed the log out, or failed the invisibility skip. So hopefully they don't do that this week. You're also seeing necks being used. Look at all of those necks being used. Every group is using their necks. So they're using nature neck, fire neck, probably also frost neck if they can. Whatever they can to mitigate damage. The nature helps here, but frost and fire will help mitigate damage from Illinois Council. This actually was a pretty decent Sentinel that they could have, if they want to go for the double Sentinel skip, they probably could have gone for the double Sentinel skip. But you need that to be really, really good position to be able to pull that off. Also, you can already see in the bottom corner, their Paladin, their prop Paladin is already out of the way. He's going to be doing this next pull with rocket boots. There's the flame necks for people. And everybody's going to use invisibility. Once your Paladin uses invis is when everybody uses invis at the same time. If not, if you invis too early, you're going to fuck up the pull. You're going to get knocked out of stealth and you will lose a ton of time. Instantly, without hesitation, this is so nice. Without any hesitation, they bop their mage and they go in. Without any hesitation, they bop their mage. He blinks all the way up, gets a spell seal off, and they're in. The mage also will be doing the AoE kites or AoE tanking strategy, as we'll see in a second. I'm just gonna go to double time because this fight is a little bit long, as most people know. Feel sad for this pet that's sitting in that blizzard. Yeah. Engineering is the most required profession ever for speedrunning, and it's going to be even more required in Wrath of the Lich King because the enchants you get from engineering are absolutely busted. They're crazy. The enchants from engineering are so nuts. Everyone's going to have engineering if you don't already. But engineering, it's one, engineering items are extremely useful, and two, sapper charges and explosives, grenades have such ridiculous uses. You have one, let's say a mob is casting Blizzard. You always are rotating grenades. You usually know within the guild or the raid who's grenading next so that it can incapacitate. It's like having a gouge or a blind. Instead, you just use a grenade, and then sapper charges obviously are just massive overall damage. So, I feel like engineering has always in Classic and in speedrunning been a necessity for all 40 people back in Classic and all 25 people in TBC, right? Engineering has always been the most necessary. The Hunter is going to get into position in a second. We're going to see him probably run his position. Okay. Hunter runs over and he's going to go pull. Someone's going to talk to Akama. Always have someone dedicated to talk to Akama the split second that Akama is talkable. And the Hunter does this next pull. Now, this is the next few pulls that went wrong for Overclock. I don't see a point to using your pet to pull these. It's super safe to pull these yourself. You can even pull the first one safe, MD pull the second one, and Rocket Boots pull the third one if you want to. You don't even need MD or Rocket Boots or anything speed-wise for the second pull, but it's just safer, right? As these are getting low, you can see the Hunter moving forward to do the next pull, as well as they already sent someone to go talk to Akama to start the Illidan RP. Now, a robot is going to be pulled in. Promenade Sentinel is in, and they're going to semi-kite this as best they can, and then Rocket Boots into Illidan's room. The Illidan RP should be starting in like a few seconds. So, Rocket Boots from everyone. Illidan RP should start in a few seconds. It just, Akama can take a while. Yeah, look how long Akama is. The only time it's really perfect is if you double pull Sentinels. If you do 2 Sentinels here. I love Overclock. They're awesome. It's just safer to have the Hunter pull it, I think. It's way safer. Again, they use a lot of necks. Noobs is really good at rotating using resistance necks. They're one of the best to do it. I have so many group chats going on right now. Look at this. What the heck is going on? Well, guys, my internet did go out again, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for being a little bit tilted during the review of the run. Noobs does have a very clean Illidan kill, and they do use 2 Bloodlusts on the Illidan phase 2, where they're bloodlusting their mages and their warlocks to pump down the first elemental and get onto the second one faster so that they don't have anything random happen where something can go wrong. This is the scariest phase, especially if you are 2 tanking, where one of your tanks that's tanking Illidan himself needs to be picking up one of the elementals. You definitely want to burn that down quickly. So they deal with it there and then have a quick Illidan kill to have a final time of 52 minutes and 46 seconds. I think it's 46 seconds. They actually can cut off some time from there, and next week they're aiming to have a 51-minute run. But huge grats to Noobs again for this amazing run and for coming up with so much innovation within the speedrunning scene in Black Temple. Speedruns are almost done because Sunwell will be coming very soon, but hopefully we'll see some other guilds actually put up some real competition to Noobs and be able to beat their times. I'm looking at you, Space Force, and Progress most of all right now, also Overclock and a few other guilds. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I will cover some more speedrun stuff on the channel as I can. I was going to be stopping streaming and YouTube for a while, but it looks like I have a little bit longer to be here. So if you want to keep up with me or just watch anything I'm doing, make sure to check out the Twitch channel or stay tuned on YouTube. Hopefully I will have a bunch of my Wrath guides coming out soon. So I'll see you guys all on the next one.